Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is another treats video. I figured with Thanksgiving coming up that everyone is always looking for something to bring with them to share with friends and family around this time, so I decided to test out some treats that I found on Pinterest, and I was pleasantly surprised again with these treats. All of them were hits and I didn't have one that I didn't like. I was pleasantly surprised by one of them. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it, but it ended up being one of my favorites. So the first ones I'm doing are pumpkin cheesecake brownies. So right now I'm just following along with the box mix that I picked up, and then I'm gonna set that aside and make the cheesecake pumpkin part of the brownies next, and then you will see me combine them. So if you watched my first Tasty Fall Treats video, you would know that I like baking and I enjoy baking, but I don't consider myself like a baker by any means, and I am not someone who can handle or do the fancy things. So if a treat is in this video, it means that it's fairly simple and easy to do, and if I can do it and make it successful, you can absolutely do it and make it successful. So these are not terribly hard things to do or insanely time consuming, so I just wanted to point that out. So if you're looking at this and it seems like a lot of work, trust me, it's not. You can do it. If you are really wanting to try one of them, I'd say go for it. So now I have both parts, my brownie mix and the pumpkin cheesecake mix, made. So I'm pouring half of the brownie mix in the bottom of my prepped pan. I'm going to then top it off with drops of the cheesecake pumpkin mix, and then I'm going to put the rest of the brownie mix on top and then swirl it together. So as I mentioned earlier, these are recipes that I've pinned and been wanting to try for a while now, so I will put links to the recipes in the description box. I did not create these, I am just recreating and testing them out to see how they worked. So I probably went overboard with the swirling, but the more you mix it, the better it tastes, and it tastes a little bit more uniform, I think. But I still think it turned out super cute, and I will say I tested these hot and they were delicious, but then I put them in the fridge, and eating them cold, even better. These were my absolute favorite of the mix. Now on to the maple brown sugar cookies. These were the underdogs, and I was a little surprised by how much I enjoyed these. Jared, my husband, he loved these, and so did Josie, my daughter. She doesn't meet a treat she doesn't like. So her opinion is a little less, it carries a little less weight, but my husband loved these. So you might have noticed by the thumbnail or the title of this video, this is a part 2. So if you haven't checked out my Tasty Fall Treats part 1, go check that out. I try and have something for everyone. So there's an apple recipe, a s'mores recipe, pumpkin recipe in that one. And the s'mores one is so good, and I've been asked to make it again because people have loved it. So if you watched this video and you thought it was great and you want to try something else, or maybe you didn't find the perfect recipe to take with you to Thanksgiving, go check out the first one because that one also has some awesome ideas. But I do hope that you can find a treat in this video as well that you would like to try out and share with family and friends. Okay, this maple extract made my entire house smell like the best pancake breakfast you've ever had. It was such a fun and different aroma that I've had while baking. So if you're looking for something that smells as good as it tastes, these cookies are it. This KitchenAid mixer is definitely the MVP of this video. I wouldn't be able to make the dough as nice or accomplish making as many treats as quickly as I did if I did not have this mixer helping out. So I know other cookie dough recipes also suggest to chill your dough. I just wanted to point that out because it is a little bit more high maintenance than what I normally do when I bake, but it definitely helped out the cookies because we thought they were incredible. I wanted to add some clips of me cleaning as I'm going while I'm baking because sometimes when you bake it can be overwhelming at the end of your time baking or at the end of the night when you look at the sink or your countertops and it's absolutely destroyed. So you'll see in some of the clips I'm taking measuring cups or trash away because I'm trying my very best to clean and maintain as I'm baking. And right now I still have my pumpkin cheesecake brownies in the oven, and so while those are cooking I'm trying to clean and straighten up and put any leftovers like the pumpkin puree leftover away, just so I'm not left with a huge gigantic mess at the end and I can actually, you know, sit down and enjoy my treat and not feel like I have to put my kitchen back together. Look at that swirl. I'm telling you guys, these were so good. Definitely let them cool, put them in your fridge and serve them cold. They were delicious. So now it's the next day and I'm pulling out the cookie dough that I chilled overnight. One thing that I did that I didn't actually do on purpose that I really liked was that I had put a Post-it note on the cookies so I knew what to preheat the oven to and how long to cook them, and I loved that because then I didn't have to go back in Pinterest and find the recipe just so I knew what to bake them at and for how long. So just a tip if you are chilling cookie dough overnight to write down the preheating time for your oven and the duration that your cookies should stay in the oven. So now I'm making the icing for the maple cookies. I will say that the maple cookies tasted great on their own, so if you don't have time for the icing, they're still such a tasty treat without the icing. But I do think the icing adds to the cookie and makes them even better. And it truly isn't too hard. All you have to do is you put butter and 100% pure maple syrup, not like your pancake syrup. And then once the butter's totally melted, you add in powdered sugar and then mix it all together and it makes the icing. So it seems complicated, but it's not super complicated. And then you just drizzle it on your cookies and let it harden on your cookies. So tasty.